Okay,
Thanks,
let's
John.
go back up on the roof. Another racking discussion. We got QuickBOLT coming up next. Rick Gentry and Mike Weiner are both here to talk about what's the latest from QuickBOLT. Rick and Mike, yeah, there you are. Hi.
Hello. How's it going?
Good.
Hey, John. Hey, fellas. Good to have you here. And Rick and Mike are going to talk to us a little bit about some new developments that they have with a product that many people have seen, but it's been improved here recently. And Rick and Mike, I know you've come prepared with some tools in hand. So let me know when you want to show the slides, but I'll just for the moment take that off screen so folks can see you a little bit bigger on the screen here. And whenever you're ready, I can pull those images up.
All right. Well, thanks all you guys, Jeff and Jennifer. I'm going to just first start out by just showing a little quick overview of the original design, which was the QB1. And I'm trying to.
And QB, of course, stands for QuickBOLT, which is now the name that all your products are housed under as QuickBOLT, correct?
Exactly.
Okay.
So the micro flashing is the key component of all the products. And this is based on a compression washer design. As you can see,
what's that material made out of, Rick?
So the top is stainless steel. It's got a black powder coated paint on it, and then the bottom is an EPDM. And so this is designed so when this collar, you can see the collar on the bolt.
Yes,
so
sir.
the collar under the bolt, as it comes down onto the micro flashing, and this might be a good time to show the slide with the yes, that one. So you can see as it's coming down. Now this is a QB2, but the same factors are involved. You can see how the cup shape of the micro flashing is up, and then as the collar on it presses down, it kind of creates like a vortex, or it inverts the design, and that's what we're calling a BoltSeal the technology, which is the actual feature that seals the penetration and creates a leak-proof barrier.
And what's interesting about the QB2 is rather than it being the old hanger bolt design of the QB1, you've now got just a simple hex head that can be attached with a socket, but show them that shoulder, is that the proper term for that big?
Yeah, so the shoulder underneath now, we created the QB2, and that is basically taking just a lag bolt, and then we added the shoulder underneath. So when that shoulder comes under the L foot, you can see how underneath it's gonna push through, and then that shoulder actually now is what compresses the micro flashing and gives you what that same image. There you go.
And you showed me, and I assume this is gonna be on your website pretty soon, but there's a really nice slow motion,
Yes.
video of the QB2 bolt actually entering in a cutaway. I thought it was a great video, by the way, but maybe you can just talk a little bit about what we're seeing happen here.
So as you can see in this slide, this is the completely installed version, and where that shoulder is you can see how the shoulder is now pressing and compressing in and around where the bolt is going into the material. It's really just driving it in, and it's driving a wedge. It's really compressing. It's about, I don't know, 1/8 to 1/4 inch, maybe 3/16 inch of embedding into the roof material. So as if anyone's seen other people, we were the original guy that made this mount, the top mount. We call it top mount, where you don't have to lift shingles, you don't have to pull out any nails or anything. And our philosophy was, we're going to make this based on, it's a compression seal, or it's not relying on sealant, in other words. When we did the testing, we did the testing on this product itself. There's one of the tests where they basically pressurize a cylinder, and when they do that, at 30 psi is where you pass the test. So both with and without sealant, it passed at 30 psi.
And I'm wondering, would you normally advocate somebody put a little bit of sealant under the washer, or would you typically just?
I mean, we think that people are going to use sealant, but if you go by our test results, you don't need it. You certainly don't need a lot. I've always said maybe just like a size of a 1/4, maybe a little dollop right over the pilot hole right after you drive that in. That's going to be enough. It's going to spread out underneath the material, and that's all we've ever recommended when we've talked frankly with everyone, when we've done trainings and such.
You've got another new.
Sorry,
Yes.
just on that same vein, do you have any testing over time on an aged roof? Because I mean, having done my share of waterproof testing and whatnot, you can generally make it work with brand new materials perfectly fine. But what happens when you're on an older comp shingle roof? Those things can get pretty crumbly. Do you guys have testing on aged roofs?
We didn't do a test on aged roof, but the feature of the product is still going to be the same. It's still compressing into the material, whether it's an old roof or new roof, TPO, EPDM, any type of roof material, rolled asphalt. It's still going to press hard into it. Like I said, about anywhere from 3/16 to 1/4 inch. It's driving in and around the penetration itself. It's going to create that barrier no matter what it's driving into. So I mean, we didn't do the test, but we've had a lot of experience. We haven't had anyone calling us saying, "Oh my God, these are horrible."
I've always wondered, because I've always advocated that if your roof is more than maybe 7 years old or even 10 years old for sure, replacing that roof before you install solar is a wise decision. But sadly, there isn't that kind of body of evidence that shows what that optimal age is where you would want to upgrade your roof. But let's spend a little time talking about your new direct.
I would like to just touch one more thing. I do have a customer that literally uses these products on the worst case scenario roofs, because
what are those?
I'm sorry?
No, what is the worst case scenario roof?
Well, where it's so old and dry and brittle that basically they're going to destroy it worse trying to wedge the shingles apart and try and get it up so you can put a piece of flashing underneath it. They say they've destroyed them worse using that type of roof, and they preferred to use our product on that over the flashing because they have better results and they've had no problems from it. So we do have some experience, at least with our customers.
Yeah, and here in Arizona, where I live, the sun is so intense that just breaking the seal between two shingles can be a problematic situation.
Exactly.
Regardless. Yeah. So maybe we could talk a little about that new direct-to-deck product that you were showing me. And Mike, I think you have a sample there.
Yes.
So this is kind of an innovative new attachment. It kind of looks like an L-foot with just another side to it.
Yeah, it's basically the same type of design. This does, I can't say the same about it where it doesn't have that compression seal, so it does rely somewhat on sealant to seal the barrier, but it's just a simple design, 4 screws, you drive it in, you don't have to find a rafter, you just get the space and drive it in. It's direct to deck. It's been very popular. Our first initial shipment sold out within weeks, so it was an interesting experiment there. But now we're finding out that it's a very popular method to install on roofs, and yeah, that's basically it in a nutshell.
Well, on that point, the direct to deck, because I certainly can see the appeal of not having to find a rafter, and that attachment, if you hold it the other way, Mike, has the ability to use 4 screws. Is that the norm, is that you would use all 4 of those? And
yes.
And if doing that, I know one of the questions that we've often seen on direct to deck is what is the true pull capacity? You've tested that, and you've got some data that shows what that attachment can manage.
Yeah, it's slower than the QuickBOLT. Obviously, anything going into the rafter, it's substantially lower, but it comes out to about I think it was up in the 150-pound range where it pulls out before it lifts out of the materials.
Which is generally more than enough when you start to look at the uplift force created by wind.
Right, and as you add more, as you space them out, you can add it. Where you get wind loads where you require more, you just put a couple more mounts in, and they're not hard to do. So,
and with the direct to deck, it's beneficial to have It looks like we've got a free QuickBOLT hat coming to those people that go to the whereby room. But
Yes.
but that attachment, the directed deck, you want that on a flat surface, right? You don't want that to be
Yes.
falling where the two shingles.
Yeah, that's one of the differences. This product, it has to be flat, where on the QuickBOLT, we actually tested this on the uneven portion. So it doesn't have to be flat. And we've done several tests where yeah, you can see where anywhere where it's uneven, we told the test facility to put it on the uneven surface and then test. And it really just has to be flat right where the penetration is. And that went really fast.
And Brad's shown up, but again, it looks like, Mike, am I correct? The free hats are coming to those that come to the whereby room?
Yeah, the first 5 people will send you some sweet swag.
They're gonna
All
FedEx
right.
it to you so you can slide it in before the winter ends.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
We've got lots of cool stuff.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks. Yeah, thanks for the demo.
Thank you,
It's
guys.
really useful.
Thanks,
Good to
fellas.
know. Thanks for being here and being part of this. We'll see you in whereby.
Thanks,
All right.
guys.
Bye-bye.